3. See past time while still in time by disconnecting from the 3D and thinking outside 3D with an archetypical mindset. So we just saw that big truck that had a tarp over it, and it was black and white, and it was kind of a loud truck. So let's see if we can see the precogs for it to appear again, or the postcogs. So there's going to be something really black and white. Okay, so so look at that side of that building. Black and white. I mean, really black and white. Just like that truck that just went by. So you're going to see a postcog, but you're also seeing the precog and the now at the same time. It's all happening now. The storyline's happening now. But the precogs or the postcogs are related, and it kind of fades in and fades out. So if I saw a truck with a black and a white and a tarp, so if it fades out, I might see a tarp, or I might see some big black sign or white sign, or if it's fading in, then I'll start to see the pieces of that start to appear. And that's how you speak it. Let's say I speak a bicycle, okay? So I speak a bicycle, I imagine the wheel, the rear wheel, the seat, the handlebars. I picture that in my mind. So I'm setting up the precog in my mind for it to appear. Let's see it. Let's watch it appear. And so your mind, what you're doing in 3, see that trailer pulled behind? That's like a postcog to that truck that was able to carry a bunch of stuff. So that's a postcog. It's hard to see the postcog and the precog at times. It takes a while to get good at it, and it could just flip. It could flip at any moment. So in my mind, I picture a bicycle, the wheels, the seat, the handlebars. It's all related. It's all connected. It's a storyline. It's all a storyline. What's going on in your mind appears out here in the hologram. Because this is not real. This 3D is not real. I know it feels real, but it's not. I promise you. And when I heard, who was it? One of the comedians, I heard him talk about it. He said, it's just a show. It's not real. Don't take it too serious. It's just a show. When you start to really do some deep meditation, contemplation, remember your thoughts, it actually is like, it's so hard to believe when you wake up to it that it's been here your whole life and you didn't see it. It's like, how stupid was I not to see it, It's just a copy machine. Everything's copying, and your thoughts, your actions, your words, every dimension. So there's a motorcycle. There's two wheels, handlebars. It's a precog. So that's a precog to the bicycle up here. And so here's that trailer that went by, and I saw that truck with that big trailer. That's a postcog. So there's postcogs and precogs happening right now. So this is the postcog. The precog that I'm looking for is the motorcycle. I mean the bicycle. So I saw the motorcycle. That was the precog. So I'm looking for the bicycle. And it's happening all the time. It doesn't matter what you focus on. It's going to appear. So there's the black. I told you that's a postcog. Something big. Some big black sign. There it is. A train. That's a postcard. And it comes in as pieces because it's a storyline. The pieces start to fit together, or the pieces break apart because it's all a story. History. In a building, the stories of a building. So when you're building a storyline, it has stories. It has pieces to build. It's like a construct. It's like building a building. writing a book or a script is like building a building. It has pieces to make the whole. I'm gonna explain it too well. Let me try it again. So the precog has pieces. So I'll see a piece here, a piece here, and a piece here. And if you put the pieces together, you're actually going to see the actual item or object show up. And then as the storyline moves, the pieces break apart and you see the pieces again. And so it just repeats over and over. So the bicycle that was in my mind, we saw a motorcycle, a cycle, wheels, handlebars, but we didn't see the pedals. I don't know if I mentioned pedals, but now I'm thinking pedals. It's got to have pedals to be a bicycle, right? And so there's always a precog, and the pieces of the precog are building up to bring that object into view, because everything's already here. It's just, you just don't see it. But when you collapse the wave function, it comes into view. It's kind of like being on an elevator. If you look at an elevator, if you get in an elevator, you just see your reflection. But if you gaze upon the door, the stainless steel door, you can actually see depth. Go to a local elevator and look at the depth in the elevator. And so it's here, the bicycle's here, but you have to collapse the wave function by thought, by speaking it, by faith, by thinking about it or whatever. So there's some more motorcycles right there. So you collapse the wave function and it starts to appear. So there's two motorcycles, wheels, handlebars. Now I threw in the pedals because I wasn't thinking pedal, and a cycle showed up. So you put the puzzle pieces together and then it starts to appear, and it's back here, you can't see it. Then all of a sudden there it is. It's like the rabbit in the hat, you know. So the precog is a bunch of pieces that you're putting together, and the storyline has to bring it into the hologram, into an appearance. It appears in front of you. So there's two motorcycles. Let's just go over there for a second. So this is a precog. First, it was in my mind. I said, I want to see a bicycle, the wheels, the handlebars, the seat, and so forth. So we saw that first motorcycle. The wheels, the handlebars, the seat, right? So then I said, well, we need pedals. Now that does have pedal on it. Both of them have pedals on them. I can see them. And so, but that's not what I want. I want a bicycle. And I'm sitting here thinking, I won't see somebody riding a bicycle. I don't know if that'll appear, but there's that black and white trailer thing again. Remember that trailer, that big truck that went by that hauled stuff? So there's the black, there's the white. I said it's a black and white trailer. It appears. And that story is so common, it's going to just keep appearing over and over until it gets too cold for the people to be doing stuff like that. So what are we looking for now? We set the storyline of a bicycle, and we also set the storyline of a person riding the bicycle. There's another desk for free. Let me see if that thing is worth getting. Free stuff everywhere, people. There's a motorcycle. See it? A person riding. Not even a motorcycle, a moped. So see, we're moving into the storyline. That's a moped. So and a person riding it. So the bicycle's starting to appear. Do you understand what I'm saying here? It's so obvious. It's the plain as the nose on your face. It's real. I'm showing it in real time. I've shown it 1,000 times. There's that another trailer right there, a black trailer. Let's see if this table. So I just picked up a table. Here's another one. But what I'm looking at it, can I clean it? Is it worth it? No. It's not worth messing with. It's not new enough. I'm not going to take a bunch of junk, you know. So, back on the path. Back on the storyline. It has to appear It has to appear because I thought it, I spoke it, I described it, describe, off scribble, off scrib. The scribes and the Pharisees, you write it down. I described it. What you behold, you hold. I beheld it in my mind. It has to appear. And it probably already has, I just missed it. But if I missed it, it'll appear again. Right after I said somebody riding a bicycle, somebody on a moped. So the storyline is starting to appear. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we'll probably see just a bicycle and nobody necessarily riding it. But it could be somebody riding it. It might be too late in the day, but I think it'll appear. I'm pretty sure it's going to appear. It always has in the past. It has to, be honest with you, because I know how this hologram works. There's another motorcycle. Waiting on the bicycle. There it is. Okay, I'll show you. Now nobody's riding it, but there's the bicycle. Let me show you. I knew it would appear because that's how this whole thing's. That's what we're in. There it is. Right there. Now, don't be surprised if we see another one or we see a person riding a bicycle here in a minute. I just showed you. I spoke it, I thought it, I described it. The precogs, the motorcycles, the cycles, the wheels, the pedals, the handlebars were the precogs, and then the bicycle appeared. Right there it is. There it is. I just wrote into 3D with my mind and with my words and with the description. I could do this with art. I did it with art. I drew a picture of a lady with blue hair, and then went to work the next day, the girl had blue hair. No joke. I was in shock. That really happened the next day. But I just showed you an appearance within 13 minutes. And I actually showed you multiple appearances, but the bicycle one's the proof right there. The proof is in the pudding. It had to appear. And there's the cones. Look, the cones just appeared. Let me show you the cones. And the cones were from the last video. So this is video 3. The cones appeared. There's a lady walking with something around her neck. Let's see if I can back up. I better just turn around. So now I'm going to show you the cones. So the cones were from the last video, and we're in a different neighborhood, and they just appeared. Because it's a hologram. It's a fractal hologram. Now what's the chances? What's the chances of them having cones right here? And look, when I saw the cones, look over here. Another bicycle. So what we need now to complete the picture, the storyline, is somebody riding a bicycle. I'm not really expecting it, but it probably, if it don't happen this video, it'll happen the next video. It will happen. It might not happen in this little escapade drive that I'm having. But I wouldn't be surprised, because I already spoke it and wrote it somebody riding a bicycle should appear. It has to appear, to be honest with you, because that's what we're in. There's some more cones. There's another bicycle. There's another bicycle. There's a lady with something around her shoulder, right there. Pocketbook around. There she is. She appeared in hologram. That's her. The one I said earlier in the first video, lady's got the same stuff around her shoulder. And there's a motorcycle. Here's another motorcycle. Guys riding a motorcycle. So there's the precog of somebody riding a bicycle. So see, somebody's riding a cycle. So that's the precog of somebody riding a motorcycle. There's always a precog to the storyline. There's always a postcog to the storyline, and they're all connected. But as your mind develops to the next subject line, it changes. I'm gonna go down here and get me some peanuts and a banana and drink, more cones. So how do I explain this to you? I described a bicycle. We started to see the precogs of that appearance. We saw motorcycles, we saw wheels, we saw a cycle, we saw pedals, we saw two of them, and then we saw a bicycle. But before we saw the bicycle, I said, well, I'd like to see somebody riding a bicycle. And then a motorcycle. So it's like the storyline, it's kind of like this this RPM gauge. It's like this, as your mind is thinking, you're adding to the storyline. The appearance is happening, but as you talk or think, you're adding to the appearance. And then when you move your mind to a new thing, then the postcogs start happening in little pieces. And then the new precog, what you're talking about thinking, it starts to appear. It's just like this tachometer. And so as your mind is thinking, the storyline is appearing, but at the same time, the postcog pieces are appearing, and the precog is appearing for your next storyline. It's just continually. It never ends. And it's real. And the only way you're going to see it is disconnect from the drama of the 3D. The 3D is nothing but Draco Ma dramas, befallen time. You're outside of time in Christ, seated in the heavenlies. You're outside of time. Your mind is spirit. Be renewed in the spirit of your mind. If your mind is spirit, spirit is the seed. The Mother Earth is the harvest, the birthing part. That's where the harvest happens. There's a guy running. He's not on a bicycle. He's not walking, and he's not on a bicycle, but he's running. He's moving fast. So, and he was moving up and down. So, see, that's a precog to somebody riding a bicycle. That's a precog. It might not happen till tomorrow, but I'm no hurry. I know it's going to happen. I just been doing this meditation for too long. I know what's real and what's not real. And what you think is real is not real. I mean, it's real. I mean, you can touch it, but it's a simulation. I don't know if you can even understand what I'm saying now, but the storyline is always being developed. There's a storyline. STORY. The reason there's a storyline always being developed and being broken apart is because ST is the snake on the cross. ORY is having to do with. So ST is the root of this thing. The snake on the cross, the lamb slain before the foundation of the world, and so everything's having to do with that. And so it's a story, his story, history. Storyline. Script. His script. Script's your script. As soon as I cut this off, I'll see somebody riding a bicycle. That's why I hadn't cut it off yet. I was hoping to show you. There's that loud noise again. Remember that truck went by, said got a loud noise. See how it appeared? That truck, that dump truck. Your mind puts the pieces together. Your mind is piecemeal. But the hologram has to take, it's just like a dream. All the pieces that you're talking, thinking, speaking, or whatever, it takes a while for that storyline to develop and appear in the hologram. And then once it appears, it starts to break apart. And then the new storyline in your mind starts all the pieces of your storyline of your mind, just like a dream, when you're going about your day and you do all this stuff, and then when you go to sleep, the story, it takes all the pieces and it puts it in a story. So it doesn't really make sense in your dream, and it actually doesn't make sense here until you start to see it. And you remember your thoughts. So if you can remember your thoughts, then when the storyline appears, you say, oh, I was thinking that. And then when the storyline starts to break apart, that's the postcog. So you got precog, the story, and the postcog. And it just keeps repeating over and over every day of your life.